Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new update that really surprised me, honestly. Brand new update that came out for the Simpsons Tapped Out. This is our first major update of 2020, and it is a Black History month update, or it's just called Black History. I'm quite happy with this update personally. I think it's I have talked about it in the past a long time ago. I made a video idea talking about a Black History Month, and I talked about possible things, and I've talked about them adding Virgil and that kind of storyline before, but I thought it would more suit a mini event. But yeah, it definitely works as a major event. I do have a few kind of content issues, but I think overall, story-wise and structure-wise, this is great. And I do want to say another thing is this actually focuses primarily around Dr. Hibbert, which is probably one of my favourite features of this update, is the fact that it isn't another like Homer-centric update. Homer's barely in the first quest line, to be fair. He's there, but he's not like a major part. So this is why I really love this update. I think it's honestly one of the main reasons I think this is a really solid update. Because, you know, most updates really just focus on Homer, and I think they miss a lot of charm like with the other characters, and I'm glad that this update is actually utilised Dr. Hibbert and actually gone through his kind of story in a way. He kind of leads the kind of Black History event, and it makes sense. You know, he is probably out of Lou, Carl, and Dr. Hibbert. Dr. Hibbert is probably, I would say, maybe Carl actually, but Dr. Hibbert and Carl are like the two that I think are the biggest kind of African American Simpsons characters. So I think that makes sense. So moving on, we have the structure. So this is the simple mini event structure. Not mini event, sorry, well, multi-event structure as it's called, but it basically is a mini event. Again, I've complained about this before and how it's not very creative, but I'm not going to complain about it again. You guys probably know my thoughts by now on my opinion on the multi-event and mini event. Structure, I think it is a little overused, but I'm not going to kind of deduct points for it, because every update does this, so it's pointless me deducting points because every update does this, unless like maybe this year they change it. We'll have to see. But the first act, I would say, is probably not the best act. I think from looking at the future content we're going to be getting, the second, third, and fourth act, I'll probably say this is maybe the weakest, which is the same for the Christmas update as well, which is kind of weird. But we get the Springfield Elementary Black History Month sign, the adult skateboards, so one skin, one decoration, and we get the Martin's Present History Project animation job, which is a cool animation job, I will say, but yeah, it's an animation, so it's not as cool. And then we get one token and then one character. Mystery box token, and we get a character which is Clarissa Wellington, and she is a kind of recent-ish character, so it's cool overall. I think yeah, the structure's fine. It's nothing amazing, but it's nothing bad. Characters, so this is definitely where the update is strong in my opinion. Probably one of the strongest character updates I think we've got in recent times. So we're going to get, obviously we get Clarissa Wellington, and then we have Opal, who is this parody of Oprah. We have Abraham Simpson the First, who is actually the great-grandfather of... No, the great-great-grandfather of Homer and the great-great-great-grandfather of Bart. So that's really cool that we're getting him, I think. I'm really glad that we're getting him. And it's really weird because, you know, in the last two updates, we've basically been given a bunch of Simpsons characters, like Simpsons ancestors. It's almost like they've been watching my Family Tree video. I don't think they actually have. But and then we get Bully Boss, who I'm not too sure about, to be honest. I don't remember this character. Apparently he appeared in the Winter of His Content episode. So yeah. Then we get Virgil Simpson, who I'm really happy to get. He's definitely one of the better characters, or one of the characters I'm most excited to get. This is Homer's great-great-great-grandfather and Bart's great-great-great-great-grandfather, and as you can see, he's African American, because if you didn't know, there is an episode where they essentially retconned the family tree, and they explained that the Simpsons family actually, or the Simpsons family is actually comes from Virgil and Mabel. So Abraham Simpson the First is actually half black, and Virgil, but he appears, you know, white. But Virgil, so Virgil is their great something grandfather, which is really cool to get. It's really cool to get him. He's a character I've wanted for a while. We have Hibbert's father, who is the Act 1 premium character, Stogie. I'm not sure who he is, but apparently he is in the episode Moho House. So he's a parody of Sam from Casablanca. And then we have the Partridge, who I'm quite happy to get as well. I've talked about him before. Kind of one of these. Obviously, we have the parson, the Partridge, all these kind of religious figures that are Reverend Lovejoy's bosses. So it's kind of cool to get him. And then finally, Mabel Simpson is the only non-black character we're getting. But I think it makes sense to get her in the game because obviously, she marries Virgil, so it's nice to kind of complete that family. Although we're not getting Eliza and we're not getting Hiram, and we're not getting Mr. Burns' great-grandfather. But I think whatever, it's fine because obviously they're not as involved in the story. So in the kind of story of that that family anyway, the Simpsons descendants, they're not actually Simpsons descendants. Or Simpsons ancestors, I should say, not descendants. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the characters. I think it's a nice selection. I do think there's standouts. I think Virgil is a standout for me. Mabel is a standout. The Partridge is pretty cool. Hibbert's father, I really liked. The premium gameplay for him. They are doing a lot of parodies, I've noticed. So a lot of these are like parodies. So Opal, I think Clarissa Wellington's probably a parody of something. Bully Boss, Hibbert's father, Stoggy, they're all parodies of stuff, which is really awesome actually, because they're kind of being quite meta with this stuff. So yeah, pretty cool overall. So building showcase, building/decoration showcase. So the only things we get in Act 1 is the moving on and the decoration here, which is the adult skateboards. So yeah, that's all we have there. They're okay, they're pretty cool. Although I will say moving on is a very weird fit with Hibbert's father. He was never seen there, or at least I don't believe he was seen there, so I think that was a weird combo. But I'm glad they at least added him with a building. I mean, I'm not so bothered when they do that, but if it makes sense, but it really didn't make sense. It wasn't explained in the questline either, so it was a bit weird that he was added with that building, I'll be honest. And the adult skateboards is okay. It's not amazing. It's okay. And then we got a skin for the school, the second update, and we've got another skin for Springfield Elementary. Maybe we'll get a skin every update, who knows. So this is the Springfield Elementary Black History Month sign. Nothing to really complain about, but it's nothing too amazing. I'm happy enough it was added as the first prize. Makes sense. So yeah, but nothing really much more to comment on that. And then we have Martin's animation. I love this animation. I think this is a really awesome animation. It would have been cool to get this as a costume actually, but they gave it as a decoration, so whatever. Yeah, I really love this decoration. I think it's fine being added as a prize. I'm actually quite happy. When it comes to animations, I'm fine with them adding them as prizes as long as it's for a character that's been is established in the game already. I don't like it when they give us animations for characters we unlock, say, in the first part. So say we unlock a character in the first part, and then part 3 we get an animation for that character we unlocked in the first part. That annoys me because it's like, no, you've already given us the character, so you can't then add their animations as prizes. That's really shitty. But when you're giving an animation for a character that's already in the game, I'm more accepting of it. And so I'm accepting of this animation. I think it's really cool. And if anything, I'm a bit disappointed it's not a costume. So yeah, that is the update in terms of content, structure, characters. Well, characters, obviously content being characters, buildings, decorations, skins, and animations, I guess. Structure in terms of the way it's structured, and also we talked about the quest line and the kind of structure, theme, I should say, the theme of the event. I want to talk about this splash screen because, oh my god, what the hell have they done to Dr. Hibbert? This is really piss poor. I love the splash screen up until Dr. Hibbert. Like, everything's cool, but then you look at Dr. Hibbert, he looks really off. He doesn't look like Dr. Hibbert. He doesn't look fat enough. I think Dr. Hibbert's a bit fatter. And also his face just looks really off. Like, what's going on? What have they done to him? That's honestly, I know it's a nitpick, but Jesus, it really does not look like Dr. Hibbert. So yeah, a few things. There was a glitch where JG appeared in my store, as like a returning item, although I've had JG for years, and so it was really weird that he kind of came up in our store. That's my store anyway. I tried to buy him because I was like, oh, maybe I can get 2 JGs, but then it said like, oh, you already have this. Don't understand what that was. Also, obviously the token thing, I want to talk about that. So obviously per act we get a token as the second to last prize. This is going to be something that happens in each act. I want to say I'm okay with it because it's only 1. They haven't overplayed it like the Christmas update where there was 2. This one's only 1, so I'm okay with it overall. What else do we have? The fact that we have 5 task quest lines is good. I'm glad that that's finally happening again, because it really does annoy me when we don't have that. So yeah, we're getting 5-part quest lines, which is good. I always like to praise them for that because they did stop doing it for a while. I do think a lot of care has gone into this update. I think overall the theme, as I've said, is very solid. It's different. We've never got a Black History Month event before, so it's really cool that we've finally got one. And yeah, it's a good event to do. There's a lot of characters you can add. It's got a strong theme to it, and then you just add the buildings that they come with. That being said, the buildings, from the looks of it, aren't great. We've only got 5, but I can forgive them somewhat because, like I said, buildings are a harder thing to add than characters. And as long as they make it up with characters, I'm fine with it, you know, overall. There was a few other things I wanted to talk about, but they're not on my mind yet, so I'll have to think about it. But yeah, overall, I think there is a lot of greatness in this update. There is also a Guilds deal that we're going to be getting, which is awesome, but I'll talk about that more when it hits. One thing I do want to say though, as a negative, is I felt that this update was harder to get. Like the stuff, like obviously you got to collect stethoscopes, but it was like 300, and you didn't have that many characters. It's not like we had more characters to do it. It's actually harder to get stuff than, at least from what I remember. Like I've spent way more time skipping the tasks, I felt, than what I did for the Christmas update. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's true. If someone can back me up, I probably could cross-reference it, but I'm not sure like what characters earned all the stuff. So I'd have to probably go back into my videos and look. But I don't know if anyone can confirm this to me, but I'm pretty sure it's harder to get all the stuff. So if anyone can confirm that, that'd be awesome. But if that's true, that is a negative to the update, unless that's just me. My memory is kind of bad. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. This is the Black History event overall. That is pretty much my overview of the kind of Act 1 and the update as it appears right now. Of course, this being a multi-event means that I will be doing my Act 1 and 2 review once Act 2 drops. There'll be premium gameplays for each act, and also I will be doing a content list at the end of the update. So yeah, it's our first update of 2020. We didn't get a Valentine's Day update, which I thought we were going to get a Valentine's Day update, but I'm fine with them doing another holiday. Yeah, it's fine, because I don't know, like I guess that if they did a major Valentine's Day every month, it wouldn't be too amazing. But so yeah, but what is it? What? I'm used to. Hang on. I'm not sure when Black History Month is. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I'm not sure when Black History Month is in the US. I'm not sure. Oh, it is in February. I do lie. Okay, it's different in the UK, you see. So yeah. Okay, it's in February. It starts on February the 12th. So that makes sense. Okay, I'll just search that up. It's weird because this holidays are different in UK and US, which is kind of odd. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. Sorry, I keep remembering things that I forgot to write down. Dr. Hibbert's kids. We don't get Dr. Hibbert's kids, which I found really odd. We get his father, but we don't get his kids, and we haven't got his house either. I would have preferred it if they gave us that stuff. Again, this is just little nitpicks. I'm fine with it overall. And also maybe like an icon, like Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or someone that I'm pretty sure Martin Luther King's have appeared in The Simpsons. It would have been cool to get like an activist of some description. Hell, even maybe Malcolm X. I'm not sure, but we didn't. But whatever. But yeah, that's my thoughts overall. So tell me your thoughts on the update. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Yeah, I think it's a solid update overall, and I'm very excited to see the rest of the acts. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.